Stormy Sensei here. We are going to be playing some Star Rail tonight. It is patch day. I'm sure hoping that it downloaded while I was gone. Okay, good, it did. So we only need to install the update at least. We've already downloaded it. I don't really want to go through too much story tonight. It's already kind of late. It's almost midnight already. But, you know, I want to do my daily grinding tomorrow. And if the game forces me to watch a cutscene when I open up the game, I'd rather that be on stream. So, the newest characters to come out for this update are going to be Robin, a physical harmony unit, and Topaz, a fire hunt unit. I will be pulling on Topaz and Topaz's light cone. Maybe even Topaz's light cone first, followed by getting Topaz. No, I should probably get Topaz. If I get Topaz without her light cone, then I can use swordplay. If I get Topaz's light cone without getting Topaz, then it's kind of useless until I get Yanqing, and I already have Sleep Like the Dead, so I don't actually need a different hunt light cone for him. Now, Robin is the longest in a, or is the latest in a long line of, wow, this new support character is the most broken unit of the game, and everything will be so much easier if you just pull this character. Topaz, though, has a particular playstyle, the follow-up centric playstyle, to go along with Aventurine and Dr. Ratio. And I've been really enjoying that playstyle when I get the chance to play it, such as when there was the Dream Jolt TV event, and you got to use some trial characters. Hey there, Wobster. One of these days, I will actually get around to picking something meta that will actually help my account. One of these days. That day is not today, though. What are the next characters coming up? It's like Boot Hill, Fushwin. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait a bit longer. It's okay. The thing about power creep is it always happens. So like, yeah, I didn't pick up Ron May, and yeah, I didn't pick up Sparkle, and yeah, I didn't pick up, well, I'm not picking up Robin, but whatever the next Harmony unit that they come out with is going to be so broken that I won't need the other three if I get them. I didn't build Ratio yet, can only play follow-up on trial characters. I don't really know what happened, but like all of a sudden my account is just filled with follow-up characters. Like I've got Clara and Jingyuan and Kafka and March, and like most of my character by strength is follow-up based. So like Serval has no follow-ups, but like follow-ups from Adventurine, follow-ups from Jing Yuan, follow-ups from Clara, follow-ups from Kafka. Not yet, but if I had E4, then it would be follow-ups from Bronya as well. Follow-ups from Herta, follow-ups from Himiko, follow-ups from March 7th, and that's all the characters that I actually use. Everything that's lower than Gallagher is just permanently benched for now. Alright, let's go through all of this stuff here. What did they want me to do? There's no way they wanted me to talk about weakness break, right? Did I just like skip over something? Probably what that was the break damage type and toughness. Oh, okay. I already kind of knew this. But it's cool that they added it to the that they added that to this. So the thing about physical and fire damage is that they have the highest base multipliers, but wind can stack and lightning lasts longer. And then quantum and imaginary have additional delay turn based on your break effect. And then ice, you skip your next turn, but you get a turn after that at 50% faster. Well, that would be true, actually, yeah. That's completely new, isn't it? Oh, it's still Brother Hanu, okay. There usually aren't 3 enemies in this area. It's usually just this one guy by himself.
This song's for you. Turn it up.
A forgotten hue. This thunder.
Ready to lose yours? You can fight it or rock with it. Seize the moment. You pay for that.
Show no mercy.
Oh boy, here comes the true test here.
There's no time to lose. Conflict is pitiless.
1,000 wonders to raise your finest one.
See if I can get this trotter.
The dice have been cast. Bust.
Oh yeah, I should be able to.
Or
I've got
maybe I'll take it off.
imaginary damage.
Keep up.
Hedge your bet, huh?
Here is thunder.
Let's be friends.
Whoopsie. No one has shield anymore.
Ready to lose yourself? You can fight it or rock with it.
I hit the spend freely.
Pretty good
Yeah.
crowd today. Let's rock.
A foregone conflict is pitiless.
All
Sometimes you need to just like not avoid the hits.
Battles are chess games. No
It's like
teamwork.
pretty interesting now that I have Aventurine because you know a lot of my previous game plan was alright, here I'm going to break the enemy, I'm going to freeze the enemy, stop them from getting this turn, that turn. But very often I find myself just not breaking enemies so they can hit me so that I can get more stacks so that I can get more shields. Like sometimes I'm going through MOC and I'm thinking to myself, I feel like I would do more damage if I just didn't break the enemy. I certainly feel that way for Pure Fiction. Once the enemies get really fast in the last few worlds. Hey there, Blazikins. Oh, we get more jade. Nice. Hmm, 60 pull or 60 jade. It's like half a pull here. I can do the rest of that at the end of the stream. Nice. Let's see what else we got. New banners. gotta go through the story in order to... Oh, what is that? Oh, this is the new Harmony light cone. This one's really good. This is like Robin's best in slot 4-star light cone. Because Robin is an attack-based Harmony character. So you give this to her, she increases her attack, and then when she uses her ultimate, increases their damage for 1 turn by 18%. But they're so slow with a speed of 90 that, you know, everyone else takes like 50 turns. And every time they get an attack, any attack, which means follow-up attacks as well, in addition to basics and ultimates and whatnot, she deals damage to that same enemy. And then building material for Robin as well. Of course, her 5-star light cone would be better, but what is this? Let's see. This is 5 and 5, so that's 10. 10 pulls is pretty good.
Some disharmony.
So they're basically just a basic. Their skill increases the team's damage. At max, or at 10, it's 50%. Actually, did not know that the ultimate also increased the enemy, your ally's attack, and at the same time as all the other effects that it does. She has the trace that makes her action advance. So you do something like hit this, hit all of them. You hit this, and then you hit your ult, which makes everyone come back. I guess I messed that up.
Do you know who I am? This big diamond! It's all yours!
I don't have enough Sushong practice.
Want to see what I can do? Time to twirl! Naughty child.
You see how, like, I had 2 ticks of damage there? So I had my 1,000, but also did a lot more. If I played that a little bit better, then I would have killed him without taking damage, I think. I think that's what the goal of that, of all the aptitude showcases are. Is that if you do it right, nothing bad happens to you. Or I should know Topaz by now, but Numby, or when you start off, you get a random character getting a proof of debt. This enemy was the one that got it, unfortunately. So now whenever, can I reset? I want to see if I can get the middle one. It is random. Yep, alright, got the middle one this time. So now every time this enemy gets hit by a follow-up attack, Numby action advanced by 50%, which means that if they get hit by 2 follow-up attacks, then Numby gets an action and like does a lot of damage to the enemy. then you can use your ult to make Numby basically attack every time
The market is unpredictable.
instead of only with follow-up attacks.
Relaxing in victory means playing the long game. Who will it be? My turn. Go away. Let's be friends. Yeah. Let the valuation begin. Who invited you?
Proof that goes to someone else.
Everything is worth. Oh, stars, give these trailblazers your blessing. 1,000 wonders to raise your speed. Fight is fun. Told you I could fight. Here. Welcome, customers. Yeah. Easy, Numby. No manners. Who will it be?
Everyone definitely knows March because everyone's forced to start with that character.
Move carefully.
Tough luck running into me.
You apply a shield to character. What light cone do I have? Okay.
Let's make it quick.
You can't run.
You get 2 counters per turn.
Try that again.
Rules are made to be broken.
Fighting is meaningless.
Let's go.
Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome move.
Yeah.
The truth of life in this sanctuary is but a vision. Break! Too late to repent.
My turn.
Yeah.
Allegedly, she's a support unit slash preservation slash tank, but I will be building her. I'm in the process of building her as DPS.
Yield. Yield.
Hanya's a very odd character. She's basically a hyper buff one person version of Asta. Asta buffs the whole team by a little bit with talent and her ultimate. Hanya super buffs one person with her ultimate,
Smell of
and then applies a debuff to an enemy,
recount.
which causes them to
By the will of the Ten Lord, the Ten Lord's decree.
take
hereby
more
ordained.
damage.
Let's make it quick.
The truth of life and death. This sanctuary is but a vision. Break!
Yeah.
I shall be the judge.
Rules are made to be broken.
Too late to repent.
If you hit an enemy twice with your after hitting them with burden, then you get 1 skill point back. He's allegedly one of the best 4-star units or 4-star damage dealers in the game.
Spirit be gone.
She does have a very high skill ceiling because her damage scales off of both her attack and her break effect.
Recount. Naughty child. Net.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Knew you missed it when Mara struck.
It's time.
I shall be the judge. By the will of the Ten Lords, the Ten Lords' decree, hereby ordained.
By the order of the Ten Lords, execute the Marastruck!
That'll take more than medicine.
Do you admit this crime?
Knew you missed it with the Mara struck. Just a little something. Think nothing of it. I will remember your kindness.
I was definitely saving too many skill points there. I had like 5 the entire time. So I gotta go to the Astral Express. I don't necessarily need to do that. Look at this light cone here. Every time an ally attacks, so that could be follow-up attack or ultimate or basic or skill or other. Each stack of cantillation increases their energy regen by 3% up to 5 times, so 15% energy regen. When the wearer uses their ultimate, removes cantillation and gains cadenza. Can increase the wearer's attack by 48%, increases all allies' damage dealt by 24%, lasting for 1 turn, which is incredible for a character who uses their ult and then gets a 90 speed flat with no way of changing it, because of all your allies are going to be way faster than that. So they get basically like 2 turns of this buff instead of the 1. Otherwise you would have to run a super slow harmony. Increase the wearer's crit rate by 8%, and wearer deals 24% more crit damage to enemies that are already slowed or defense reduced. So this is obviously supposed to be the, oh, this is a very long light cone text. Yeah, this is going to be Acheron's best 4-star light cone now, maybe. Instead of Good Night Sleep Well. Good Night Sleep Well reduces the enemy's, or it has defense ignore based off of how many debuffs the enemy has. But 24% crit damage, that's pretty nice. That might be comparable to 18% defense ignore. Well, that's only, I'm comparing like E5 or S5 compared to S1, but yeah, that's pretty good. Crit rate by 18%. Follow-up damage by 30% after they use follow-up attack. Apply tame status to the target. So by the way, Topaz's basic and skill and Numby all count as follow-up attacks. So basically, if Topaz hits you, then you get the tame status. stacking up to 2 times. And every tame stack increases the crit damage against that target by 12%. So that's basically Aventurine's ult,
Life is as ephemeral as two on
but
the
just
and full of
as a basic attack. Right? Is my ultimate, yeah, increases their crit damage by 12%, but this can go up. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is that like trace priority recommendation thing. Now I have to press a different button in order to make this cup pop up. That's fine, I guess. This is probably going to go up to like 15%, maybe 16%, but that light cone stacks up to 2 times, so it's not going to be, there's no way the Adventure is going to be able to compare for that debuff at least. And it's like every turn instead of just with the ultimate. Oh, I should check to see whether that's for 1 turn. Unnerved for 3 turns. That's pretty good. 3 turns is basically like until they die, because by the time their unnerved goes away, you should have another ultimate. So when you're fast enough and you're taking enough hits.
Try.
Oh, finally another nameless honor. $15 stars in Forgotten Hall, 6 stars in Pure Fiction, warp 40 times. Oh, I can't wait to get this fuel and immediately use it. Yeah, that makes sense. I do that all the time. Open 300 chests in Penacony. So far, I've actually gotten all of them. Eat all the Soul Glad items in the Fast Arenas challenge located at the Scorched Sands audition venue. These are all new things, I think. Dang, every piece of Boss Stone's coins. And I kind of feel like I did that this time, but he just avoided some of them. $600, that's pretty good. Alright, let's do some warps. I did buy Serval from the store because I was E5, so I figured I may as well. Alright, let's hope I think we're at 0 pity. Okay, we're at 5 pity. Not bad. I don't usually do single pulls, but I might do the 5 single pulls since that'll put us at exactly 30 pity. But I'll do them at the beginning just in case. so that I don't like get Topaz within 20 pulls and then still have the 5 left over. It's so gross seeing a blue door. I almost never see the blue door because I always do 10 pulls. It's just so gross to look at. I wonder if there's a visual difference between blue versus purple. And I don't have the guarantee lined up, so if we get a 5-star, it could be the wrong 5-star. There's the purple. We got Hanya. Nice. Need more Hanya. Here's a 10 pull. So now we are at 20 pity. Another Hanya, nice. I'm actually in the process of building out my Hanya. I've decided that she's going to take my Sela to the next level. And 30 pity. No unreasonably lucky pulls here. March 7th, good. We need more marches. Oh, we need more Hanyas too. That was a good session there. We're actually at E6 Hanya already. You can tell because we got 20 Starlight instead of 8.
In the obscure prophecy of Dream, a star from the heavens has enlightened my path.
Increase the damage boosted effect of the talent by an additional 10%.
Prophecy of Dream, a star from the heavens has enlightened my path.
So this is when an ally hits the enemy that has a burden status, then it just deals extra damage to them, which is great. Hanya is a little more difficult to use as far as harmonies go. But she gets her energy back real quick. She regenerates skill points for the team. Her ultimate increases the speed of one ally by a percentage of Hanya's speed. So she's very easy to build. You just make her really, really fast, and that's all you need. Because like none of her other buffs are like by % of her attack. I mean, she does damage with her skill, right? But like it doesn't matter. So you just make her really, really fast. Give her enough HP to live. And then you just generate skill points for the team while giving them damage buffs. So I've been working on this little mini project. And one point you can preset lineups to locate the desired team. I don't see how that's much different from just doing that, but okay. So I've been trying to move around the characters. I actually have like 3 real teams, well I guess really 2.5 real teams. So I've given I start with the DPS that I want to actually focus on and then give them their best supports. And then sustain to keep them alive. Topaz belongs on team 8. And I don't know what I'm going to do with that last slot in the team. Like, this is a fast follow-up team. There needs to just be someone that's like SP positive, I guess. That's the only thing I really need for this team. Maybe some AoE. Like, Herta could actually go here. Actually, Herta could go here. That would be a pretty good option to put Herta here. But, you know, usually you would put Ting Yun with Sela, but Ting Yun is Jing Yuan's best ally, so, you know, she goes with him instead. And so this is like the double energy battery. We've got Ting Yun and Hua Hua, and, you know, they both increase damage and attack, and Yukong increases attack and crit rate and crit damage. So this is like a fully functional team. In theory, Yukong could also be here with the Ratio and Topaz team. Yukong doesn't really belong on a Sela team, though, especially with Bronya. And then Team 6 is me trying, but like, you know, I pulled Kafka because she's powerful, but I don't really feel the need to make her work. She does well enough for my Simulated Universe runs, but otherwise I don't really need her too badly. But this is what the Kafka team, basically with the leftovers of what I couldn't use because they were already on these other teams, would end up with. Welt as the sustain, Guanifin as the support, and then Kafka detonating everything, with Serval extending the shock duration so that it lasts longer. And then these were the teams I already had ahead of time. Well, I was kind of like, this is just a generic one that is marked as enabled? It does, okay. It's not so bad. Okay, well, maybe I do like this layout. This was supposed to be my my hook team. But Fire Trailblazer is not really going to be Fire Trailblazer for much longer. The Boulder Town Brawlers. Yeah, I did try to come up with a couple of like area specific teams. Like, I think the team that was on there before was like Luca with Hook and Clara. Or that was the Moles team, because it was like main character, Hook, Clara, and Luca. And Hook is the boss of the Moles, and the other 3 characters are honorary Moles members. Because I was like trying to think, like, you know, generally it seems as though characters within a faction support each other pretty well. Like Bronya and Sela work very well together. You know, Dr. Ratio, Topaz, Venturine work pretty well together. Jingyuan, Tingyun, Yukong work really well together, and even Ho-Ho to some extent works well with that group. So then I was trying to figure out like more Bellabog, not Silvermane Guard specific Because like you could do something like, you know, Serval as your damage, Pela as your debuffer, Lynx as your healer, Bronya as support, or Japard as your tank. And it would kind of work, but you're kind of missing a limited 5-star Silvermane character, or ex-Silvermane character. High Cloud Quintet. That would be... Actually, it would not work out very well at all. That's like Jing Yuan, Jing Liu, Blade, and that's it for now. Because the other characters are dead. Although Jing Liu and Blade work very well together, because Blade has this thing where, oh, I do not want to be on this team if I'm going to be fighting stuff. Let me just kick off this real quick. I don't actually own Blade, but just a little bit about his kit here. So in Blade's talent, every time he consumes HP, he works towards his follow-up attack. And so when he uses his attack, he drains some HP and is good. And then when Jing Liu does her attack, then she drains all allies' attacks, including Blade's attack. So it actually gets him even closer to his follow-up. And when he does his follow-up attack, it actually heals himself. Let's see. Yeah, at the same time restores Blade's HP by 25% of his max HP. So Jing Liu, he takes like some very small amount of his HP, I think. 4% of their max HP. So in theory, you should always be net positive as long as you're not also getting hit. But also if you're getting hit, then you're getting closer to your follow-ups anyway. And so that's kind of good. So these two work out. Wait, is he also considered part of the Cloud Knight Quintet? Definitely. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he definitely is. So Dan Heng is also part of the High Cloud Quintet. So then it must be Jing Yuan that's not part of the High Cloud Quintet. He's just the student of Jing Liu. Because the Foxian, I think that, so like, someone was in love with somebody. What makes him the quintet? Maybe it was Jing Yuan. Because I forget who was in love with who. It was either Blade or Dan Heng, but I think it was Dan Heng. Their Foxian pal died in combat, and then they like resurrected him. And then to pay the price, it caused Blade to be immortal. Or something like that. It was all in Dan Heng's companion quest. And if you own the character, then you can look up their little story, and they'll probably explain it to you. Speaking of which, I could probably actually do that here. Oh, there it is at the very bottom of this. Oh yeah, in the end, Jing Yuan was invited by the previous sword champion of the Law Fu to join her team, and so the legend of the High Cloud Quintet was formed. So it's Jing Yuan, Jing Liu, Blade, Dan Heng, and Bairu Lune, and the dead Foxian. That isn't Tingyun. The other dead Foxian. I feel like so my understanding is that Hoyoverse always kills their cat people and their Foxian people. Like, there just hasn't been one to have a happy ending yet, ever.
My past is gradually coming to light.
Man, this would be so nice to get this E4. I'll probably get it from all the pulls I'm going to be doing. Stellaron Hunter team, Kafka, Silverwolf Blade, Sam. I don't know anything about Sam's ability, although we can guess that it has something to do with consuming HP, because the new 4-star MOC light cone has something to do with like when you consume HP. But Blade, I just talked about. Kafka, so that team doesn't really work out that well just because Kafka is completely useless on that team. Kafka's gimmick is that when the enemy has a damage over time effect on them, then when she uses her skill, it immediately does the damage over time right then, instead of waiting for the start of the enemy's turn. But Sam could cause, what's it called? Sam could have a dot, like a fire dot. Silverwolf's gimmick is that she inflicts a bunch of random debuffs on the enemy, the most important of which is weakness implant. So if your enemy doesn't have a particular weakness that your team provides, then she has a high chance of inflicting that weakness on the enemy, which is why she's mostly used for mono teams. So like if you went with Luca, Sushang, Physical Trailblazer, Silverwolf, for example, then that's like a mono physical team, quote unquote, even though Silverwolf's on it for quantum. And then you can like apply weakness, physical weakness break, and then you have 3 characters that specialize in doing physical weakness break. But more often, the most common use for Silverwolf is actually in the mono quantum, obviously, where you put Sparkle, Silverwolf, Sela, and like Fushwen on a team together, and then every enemy of the game, Silverwolf hits them with her skill, and then they have quantum weakness, and it doesn't matter what the game throws at you ever, you'll always be exactly on element, and everyone on your team will weakness break them. So at least for the 3 Stellaron Hunters that I currently know the kits of, I see no synergy there. the cutoff is so low. Like, you only have to get 10,000. I'm like hardly paying attention. I'm able to get it. That being said, if I were doing this on mobile, it would be impossible. I wonder if the other thing has stuff for me too. Nope, not yet. Maybe next version. That's what I say I was gonna do. Oh, we did all the stuff. We downloaded, we pulled Topaz. Oh, we didn't pull Topaz, but we pulled for Topaz at least. Just to no avail. Oh, I can clean this up now. Sometimes when you're doing the clockwork missions, like, you think to yourself, is the harmony really that bad? Like, some of these people are actually really terrible, and maybe they need to actually have a bit of their personality taken away from them. Like, especially the more recent ones, the more recent clockwork missions. Like, something really terrible happens and it's all your fault, and then you go to tell the Bloodhound family about it, and they're like, "What? They got their memory back? How did that happen?" And you just gotta be like, "Oh yeah, whoops, yeah, I did that." Not their memory, their emotions. They got their emotions back. Like, in the course of our gameplay, we have caused a violent stalker to remember that he's a violent stalker and continue stalking his victim. We have gotten a film critic to remember the fact that, you know, for the sake of art, he burned down an entire award ceremony full of people that were there to celebrate the arts. We okay, this one's actually kind of a good one. Actually, we confirmed that an old scientist would continue to not divulge their secrets about the super weapon that killed billions of people. What? Yeah. It's like, maybe it's not a clockwork mission, but definitely one of the people. I'll show you the person exactly. It's in Golden Hour hereabouts. I'm pretty sure that he has a clockwork mission.
A few games of chess will wild.
But most of the people that are missing emotions are they're kind of for good reason. It seems like this movie critic here, Chabro.
Back in my day, I was popular as they come.
If you make him happy, oh, okay, he's already happy. Let's make him sad, and then see what he says here. Don't have to worry about the dreams when I was a dream. Once I was a director, blah, 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 blah. Oh, actually, he might not say the thing. I think he only says that
Back in my day,
when you finish the mission. Let's see, I think it's what you make him happy. I may be a director, but my most glorious moment all my life was never up there on that award stage. Blah, 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 blah. I woke up one day and realized that the camera lens is always going to be limited in what it can depict. Some things have to be experienced by people for themselves. I once heard of some planets where the people would burn up their dried weeds during the winter months to nourish high-quality crops in the land of the year ahead. 3 years later, I arrived at the award pony once more with the fire of wisdom, and using the heart of my soul, I ignited the whole arena and set off the whole audience. I'm a firm believer that out of the ashes can sprout even more exalted future. And sure enough, both the Star Academy Award and I spread our fame like wildfire. And you know what? To this day, my name is still passed out around the stars. So yeah, he's a mass murdering arsonist. We restored the memory of the evil dictator who was super kind and benevolent here on Penacony. That's because they removed her angry side or paranoid side. And actually she like killed everyone in her family and in her cabinet and all of her closest relatives in order to maintain power. And then eventually we handed her over to her the people from her home world. I think you had an option to not do that, but you know, I chose for her to pay for her crimes. We found out that like one of the people in here is actually like the deceased twin sister of one of the staff members up in the hotel. Oh, this is a new guy. I mean, I knew that I needed to go to that guy because I know that what's it called? If I pull up my Dreamscape thing, one of the things it says is it's one of the early ones, I think. Yeah, find 4 by the luxury store and restore his missing emotions. people here in Punakon because they are prisoners after all? Maybe living here without the anger side was their imprisonment. Some of them, yes. So some of them have had their emotions forcefully taken from them, like W and M. You know, that was a case where they have a split personality, and well, I mean, they claim the game portrays them as having a split personality, but the quote-unquote evil one claims that really they're the real ones, and you know, the quote-unquote nice one is actually just as evil, just more secretly. But they were violently stalking one of the therapists in the area after developing romantic feelings for her. So after she reported him, I think that they removed his emotions and put him in the reverie, but we restored them, and then she's back in danger again. And now they have stationed bloodhound security officers right next to her now, when they didn't used to spawn there. Some of them asked for their memories to be wiped, like the evil emperor, I think, asked for that after she fled her planet. What are some other ones? I know for sure that there are a couple that asked for their memories to be wiped. And then some of them, like one of them in particular, actually was never actually alive to begin with, but was actually just the projection of a group of people pouring their soul, dreams into making one person exist in the dreamscape. That was the case of the famous actor that had allegedly died but was alive and well here in Penacony. Arthur Dean, James Dean, something like that. But it turns out that a group of people like focused well enough to Leslie Dean, that's what it was. Yeah, he's not actually a person that's alive. He's just a projection of a group of people's image of him. Is this the final Pepeshi for me to aggravate? Yes, that was the final Pepeshi.
Comparing levels of superiority? Such a ridiculous comparison.
Okay, I'm never getting that achievement. You only had to aggravate everyone in Golden Hour. You don't even have to go to the other moments to get it. Too rude, can't do it. I mean, it is only 5 Stellar Jade. Have it stolen from Balbog's Fountain? You don't have to steal from Balbog's Fountain. You get the chance to, but you can decide not to, I'm pretty sure. And you might get a moral high standing medal. I know that, like, you can say I'm going to pull something out, and then the game is like, are you really sure you're going to do that? And you can back out. If the chance does stay, then I have definitely done it. I have definitely stolen from the fountain in the past then. But I'm pretty sure that you get the chance to not do that. And I think that I've done that on stream, but it's like forever ago. Like back when I was, even before I was doing the museum restoration.
The 30 billion man makes his grand entrance.
Anything new from Dr. Edward this?
Welcome to Dreamscape Sandstorm.
Nope, nothing new.
Maybe you're ready for something.
Any new dreams that I can share? Nope. Okay.
Get up now, my farce bag!
case I need to find 20 more birds. Who are you? I guess I already talked to her already. No. This is also new, isn't it? I didn't think I'd be able to do that. This guy thought that his boss was snubbing him and stealing his ideas because he would present stuff and, you know, basically would be told, oh, these are bad ideas. And so we went through this whole mission about like confronting his boss and like, you know, trying to make him be like, you know, fair and whatnot. Turns out Moshi's actually just like bad at his job, and when you actually read the proposals that he gave, they have like, they're just high in the pie or pie in the sky, like, you know, super broad and vague and have no detail in them at all. I still don't think I've ever really talked to this character before. I think they showed up because of the Bochi quest. I guess I'll know for sure if she gives me new items for going through her emotions. Okay, so that was new, apparently. Oh, that reminds me. I've discovered another, well, I didn't discover it, but just through scrolling through Hoyo Lab, I have been made aware of another achievement to do. Apparently there is an achievement for parking your car. I bought all the cars without knowing what to do with them. Oh, this was like forever ago. I won't be scrolling through Hoyo Lab anytime in the next couple of days. Apparently, if you park cabs here, they will earn money for you at some kind of rate. I'll leave it here for now.
Become part of the family. Raise a glass and enjoy.
How about you and I go watch?
I think that I'm all caught up on what I wanted to do here in Golden Hour. Last few things before I end is I wanted to see whether going to the parlor car and just existing there caused a cutscene and a progression of the story. Cause like, will I be not able to do Forgotten Hole until I've done? Yep, I thought so. Okay, so here's some cutscene stuff.
Cody's Germany Festival has entered its countdown phase, accompanied by clockies
Oh, hello there,
tick-tocks.
Boot Hill.
After 12 system hours, this grand celebration will commence with much fanfare.
I already told you. We can talk things out.
I'm sorry, Fluffy. I really have something urgent to attend to, so I had no choice but to resort to asking this favor of you all.
Since you already know what you're doing, I'll also have to remind you of its risks.
Hey, partner, what's with the hostility? I thought pulling this thing out was just a way of saying hello.
For the last time, state your identity and purpose.
My name's Boot Hill, and I'm a Galaxy Ranger.
A Galaxy Ranger?
You look like you've seen a ghost. Did you think we all went extinct? Well, that's the price you pay for being off-grid for too long.
The righteous heroes of the hunt would never hijack the Astral Express.
I ain't hijacked anything. What, chatting with someone while holding the gun is considered a hijacking?
Generally, yes.
It probably is.
Pardon my frankness, but there are plenty of rumors in the cosmos regarding the Galaxy Ranger's current status, and none of them are pretty stories. I have a hard time believing you.
This is hilarious. The tale that this bunch of fools spin is getting out of hand. There's even a bit about the Galaxy Rangers being turned into gibbons by Dr. Primitive, and they're in some valley screwing around on swings. Of course, I know you won't believe me, which is also why, similarly, I have a hard time believing that you're the real Nameless. See the bullets in this gun? 9mm, an eternal classic. I may need the Astral Express's help right now, but if you're an imposter just like that one, then this bullet might just end up in my head. I can't allow myself to be exposed to danger. That's just the way it goes, so you all have to first prove yourselves. Huh? Where are you going?
Recognize this?
It's a Model Fudger. The Jade Abacus of Ally and Oath. The CN Joe really gave this to you guys?
Model Fudger?
This is the Jade Abacus gifted to the Express by the Shenzhou Luofu's general, Jing Yuan. Its presence on board serves as the Shenzhou Alliance's official recognition of the Express.
There's no way
that
we're about to use
enough?
it like immediately. We literally just got it.
Not bad, kiddo. And across these sprawling stars, a gentle squeeze is all it takes to rustle up a whole legion of cloud knives. Now, I reckon that'd be one fudging sight to behold.
Now it's your turn.
Been ages since the Galaxy Rangers had the spotlight shone on them. We ain't equipped with such fancy gadgets. But I've been around the block enough to know the way to handle these types of situations is easy as pie. Alright then. Feel free to toss any questions my way. Let's see if my answers can't turn your trust. If your gut tells you otherwise, still ain't too late to show me the door.
And why would I play along?
If I truly am a real Galaxy Ranger, you stand to lose nothing.
Alright then. Tell me, what kind of organization
Lord dump.
are the Galaxy Rangers?
My friend, this question is a hard one. I don't think I can even consider us an organization to begin with. Everyone's on their own fated path along the hunt, with their own resolute sense of righteousness and not so welcome among such so-called universal values.
This reply does not instill trust. It only makes your predicament more precarious.
I'm guessing you're gonna ask about some form of shared faith, right? But us Galaxy Rangers don't need that sort of thing. What brings us together is a shared bottom line. Never bully the weak. Never kill the innocent. These oaths aren't some lofty beliefs, but the fundamental bottom line that one must never cross as a person. As Galaxy Rangers, we strictly adhere to the bottom line. When someone crosses them, the hunt's vengeance will surely come knocking. And at this moment, the other crucial meaning of bottom line comes into play. As long as you don't cross it, you're free to do whatever you please. You catch my drift?
Second question. Why do you seek trouble with the Astral Express?
I already said that I seek no trouble. I must go to Penacony for a matter, but I don't have an invite. And I can't even enter the family's hotel doors. If only I could borrow the Nameless's identity. The entire cosmos knows you're guest of the family.
Aren't the Galaxy Rangers also esteemed guests?
Well, you've hit the nail on the head. This is why I'm here. It's fine if I tell you. The Rangers are pursuing an imposter. A son of a nice lady posing as one of us. She's on Penacony right now. My informant is a memo keeper. She's the same as all mimetic organisms. Appearing one moment and gone the next. She scares the fudge out of me. Still, she gave me some vital info.
That Galaxy Ranger imposter. Who is it?
Is that the third question?
Is it a hard question?
It isn't. Just that you might not believe me. That person calls herself Acheron. And according to our informant, she could be an emanator of nihility.
It's impossible.
Yeah, she said the same
That's
thing.
what I said. Don't worry. When I first received the news, I had the exact same reaction as you.
Akron told Venturine, like when he was about to cross the veil to the other side, that, you know, the whole idea of an emanator of nihility hardly even makes sense, because typically emanators are mortals that have caught the eye of the Aeon and have been granted a portion of their power, but conceptually, the Nihility doesn't care about anything and doesn't turn its gaze on anyone. And so, according to herself, she's not really an emanator in the true sense of the word. It's just that she's been through, the Black Star and has walked along its shadow long enough to kind of gain some understanding of it. I'm paraphrasing what she said at the end of the last story.
IX never gives anyone so much as a first glance, and that's perfectly normal. What reason would they have to bequeath strength unto mortals?
Then you must know that emanators can also conceal their own identities, which, for many people, it's better that way. Otherwise, there'd be wanton bloodshed across the cosmos, or even, perhaps, turning their back on the path they're supposed to follow. I had the good fortune of running into an elation emanator. Its appearance was no different than that of those clowns. If it weren't through sheer luck that I got it drunk, I would have never known of its eminent status. Even in the purest hunt, you'll find the Xianzhou Alliance under the spotlight and Galaxy Rangers lurking in the shadows. Paths are inevitably concepts created by people and exist in planes beyond our understanding. To reckon that Nihility emanators don't exist, well, maybe we just ain't nihilistic enough. So, do you understand now? Your companions are in danger. And it's pretty harrowing. If you don't want to believe me, you'd best send a message to them. But I'd advise you to move fast. We don't know what's happening in the dreamscape or how much of what the memo keeper said is true.
I will say, so far, Acheron has shown herself to be somewhat trustworthy. I mean, she did kill us as soon as she saw us the very first time, before we even arrived in Penacony. So that's not great. And there's something weird going on with, like, the red text that keeps popping up in certain dialogue slots. But this is the second person ever to say, hey, Acheron's pretty evil, you shouldn't trust her. So, like, I don't know. Is everyone just wrong? Or is Acheron actually just, not great? I mean, it could also just be that she is neither evil nor good and is just doing things according to her own interests, and other people are working to their own interests and happen to be opposed to her.
And that Acheron, who knows what she intends to do?
I don't intend to do anything.
That's not up to you. Did you know? People who come to the land of dreams for the first time, they'll subconsciously stop to reaffirm that they're still walking on solid ground. And then they will unanimously raise their heads to gaze at the sky. Be it reality or dream, staring at the sky is instinctual for humanity. Since the day that the golden hour was completed, it's always been there, watching over every single night of decadence. But now this night sky has been mercilessly severed. Dark
She's being chastised by the harmony.
Of nihility. And this whole event happened within the course of a single slash of a blade.
A single slash of a blade isn't really accurate. It was actually 2 blades, just that the second one was faster.
That's not the point. Many
She's saying
guests
he
who
hit me
weren't
first.
supposed to be invited have gathered at this banquet. Even if the harmony is all-embracing, I have no choice but to show some of them the door. For the sake of Pinnacle and the peace. The planet of festivities has no place for you, a puppet of nihility. Those who live in the shadows do not bear the right to dread the illuminated stage.
Speaking of living in the shadows, there's probably not much difference between us. It's only polite to reveal your true self, at least when speaking to others. Penacony's Dream Master.
Oh?
That's just another reason that you can't stay.
Whether you believe it or not, this is the real me.
We are one.
You gotta say we are
Is
Legion
this the
after that.
unity that the family espouses?
My mortal shell has long since dissipated. The Oak family's 107,336 offspring are now my eyes, ears, and mouths,
Wow.
spreading joy across dreams when required. And in times of essential need, exiling evil from this haven in my stead.
The Oak family is just
From the sound of
A
it,
hive
it seems
mind.
like you're asking me to leave Penacony.
I am glad that you're an understanding one. Alas, I'm not asking.
If you think you can.
Are you threatening me?
I ended it with a period. It was a statement, not a threat. Knowing who I am and still showing such malice. You're not the first, nor will you be the last. This scene played out many times before. And usually, when faced with my questions, most people retort, "Why can't I?" The result has invariably been that they can't.
You are confident. But be reminded, the family is forgiving, but not weak. The cords of the harmony extend across worlds. If you do not comply, when the blade is unsheathed for even a hair's breadth, you will never be able to escape the eternal Centurion's wrath in all of your lifetime. 137 individuals. That is how many heathens I have exiled since I became Dream Master. Among them were those who once severed my wings, and those who immolated my body. And here I stand again, about to add another mark to the tally.
Like, who we got money on?
And you
Acheron
will
or
die.
Dream Master?
I mean, all of you will.
And 137 is not really that many people, especially if they're just like normal people. But if they do have the power of
But
the
that
harmony,
won't come to pass. I'll do as you ask. I'll leave.
A wise choice.
I wasn't aware there was a choice.
To you, that surely is the only option. Please bear in mind, you and Penacony are of different worlds. Those born on the far bank cannot seek solace across the river. Leave and never return. The radiance of the planet of festivities is overwhelmingly bright, luring in tricksters, wrongdoers, and criminals. But even the harmony itself will never welcome the self-annihilator of nihility.
There was a cutscene. I think it was kind of at the beginning of 2.1, where we see a flashback to Acheron being about to leave to go to Penacony, and she's talking to someone who isn't given a name, and basically he said the same thing, like, you can't just show up, like, the Harmony is not going to accept our kind, the path that we walk. The Harmony is like the antithesis of that.
And even more so, when this self-annihilator heralds the destruction of everything. Your strength is obviously a gift of the sleeping and shapeless, immeasurable and fathomless, like a tributary spawned from the abyss that brings death and sin to all. Acheron, a befitting name.
Take it from someone on the other side of your so-called river. You know better than I do that Penacony has already deviated from the Harmony. Whatever your intentions may be, I foresee only one outcome. Its future holds nothing but nihility. Just like all the worlds that have drowned in their shadow.
Switching to Robin's POV. At the same time, golden hour.
The unusual event that occurred moments ago was due to a technical malfunction at Clock Studios theme park. The family has promptly responded to secure the area, and we're happy to report that there have been no injuries.
Oh, I swear that was no movie shoot. So many chips fell from the sky, and I even caught one of them. But it vanished in an instant before my very eyes.
Excuse me. Are you talking about the Clock Studios theme park incident?
Hmm? Yeah, what about it? Oh, Miss Robin, am I seeing things right?
No need to worry. I apologize for any inconvenience caused to your delightful dream journey. What you just mentioned about the chips really piqued my interest. Would you mind providing more details about the incident?
Oh, it was just those chips you normally see everywhere. The green ones? They fell from the sky as if it were raining.
And then those chips simply disappeared. It appears to be the Dream Sim tech the Iris family has been developing.
Huh? Miss Robin, you mean those chips were all part of a performance?
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Shh. This technology hasn't been made public yet. It was originally planned to debut at the Charmony Festival, but it seems it's been leaked. Can you help me keep this secret? The raining chips were supposed to be part of my act.
Oh, I see. Then it all makes sense now. I'll do anything to help make the Charmony Festival a success.
Thank you. As appreciation, I'd like to give you a token gift.
Oh, this button is...
It's a mutually assured
Isn't that just the
destruction
right moment
button.
in the celebration? There could be an unexpected treat in store for you. All right. It looks like there are other guests who are also confused. I'll have to excuse myself.
So this is
enjoy
not
your jersey.
Robin, but rather this is Sparkle.
So many people talking about it. This commotion at the theme park definitely made waves.
Robin question mark? Alright, I think that I am free from story progression now. And I'm allowed to end the stream.
Don't worry, I won't tell anyone.
Shape of a duty. Learning how to make music on FL Studio. I don't know anything about that.
Guess even in dreams.
But hopefully you have fun with that. The IPC badge. That's for Boot Hill, right? Yeah, essential materials for physical characters like, oh no, this, it could be for Boot Hill, but I think it's specifically for Robin.
Life is as ephemeral as...
At this point, we're good. We don't have to worry about running into cutscenes accidentally, because it would have been really awkward if I, like, you know, tried to do MOC tomorrow and then started that cutscene. And if you exit out, I think that when you log back into the game, it puts you right back into the cutscene. So it was good that I got that out of the way tonight so that I'm able to, like, do whatever I want or need to do in the overworld in the meantime. But anyway, we will pick this up probably later on this week. It's like Tuesday now. Let's see, tomorrow it's probably going to be Tactics Ogre or Metroid 2. Thursday will also be, Tactics Ogre or Metroid 2. I would like to get like at least one Metroid 2 stream in this week because I haven't played that in a couple months. But Tactics Ogre is also getting kind of interesting, so we'll work on that. Saturday is Unite as always, and then Sunday will be Tactics Ogre. So yeah, stay tuned for all that. If you enjoyed today's stream, be sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Take care, and goodbye.